Hey, Dr. Juice here. Another episode of Juice TV. A lot of times people ask me, how'd you get interested, involved with using fish scent? I guess I grew up with it as a little boy. My father was a commercial fisherman on the Mississippi River in southern Minnesota and a trapper for muskrat, mink, fox, beaver. He was brewing his own scents for all of those animals and fish. He had bottles up on the roof of the garage where you'd have mesh over them so the flies couldn't get in it, but he was rendering fish oils using lots of herbs and various spices, things that would help him, especially with fox. And then I realized one of his most important things was keeping the negative human scent out of there. Obviously he was using that for the deer hunting too, but when you trap fox, you're wearing rubber gloves, rubber boots, and I realized that's real important for fishing. He would use scent. One of the original scents was P&G ivory soap on hooks that for catfishing, and it works today. It's the fat and the oils in there, and so I just grew up with it. He was also a fly tyer and a fly fisherman. What's interesting is he'd pull 60-pound flatheads into the boat that were bigger than me, and then yet in the afternoon we'd go out with tiny flies fishing for trout and some of the chalk streams down. I said, Dad, what are you doing? Well, it's two different kinds of fishing. So anyway, I grew up with using scent, and then when I moved up to northern Minnesota, started using it, had little bottles that I'd put on my yarn for steelhead fishing, and people could see what I'm doing, and I was catching more fish than some of the other people, and they go, what's that guy doing with those little bottles? That's that doctor. He's got that juice he keeps putting on. I had my hat to get through the brush, and then I got the nickname Dr. Juice. That's a Dr. Juice. And so a friend of mine said, well, if you keep having to hand this stuff out, we can make a trademark. You just take your picture and put it on the bottle like an old-time medicine bottle, call it Dr. Juice, and you don't need to buy a trademark. And that's how it started in Duluth, Minnesota, and it spread throughout the United States, Canada, Europe, Japan. They have different fish over there and different fishery techniques, but fish all around the world have a good sense of smell, better than dogs and most other mammals. And so being aware for fishermen of how those fish use odor to find their natal stream in spawning. Salmon and trout find where to spawn in their natal rivers by following the scent of the conspecifics. That's their young that are still up there. And so for a fisherman to understand that, it's going to help him catch more fish.